absolutely massive day for cryptocurrencies. Huge news. We're going to get into it. But before we do, I want to go over this concept of crypto issuer. Who is the issuer of a crypto asset? Because it's front and center in that bill that just passed the House, and I think it'll be in the final legislation once this thing eventually makes it across the finish line. And we see all sorts of requirements. The issuer of a crypto asset can only hold so much of the supply and all sorts of restrictions, and they have to file reports. So the question is, as David says here, who is the issuer of XRP? Because Ripple didn't create XRP. The token was created before the company even existed. How could they be an issuer? I said the following to David as Mark Fagel, former regional director of the SEC, explains the issuer, that doesn't mean original creator. Just doesn't. So Dave is like, well, what the hell does it mean then? And then he followed up with, I looked at what Mark posted, and I think he's right. And this is what's so important. Just regular people here, we can pick David Schwartz' brain, just an absolute genius in the field of technology, cryptocurrencies. We got Mark Fagel, a former SEC regional director, all the different attorneys, John Deaton and Hogan and all these other people we can talk to on these issues. To have experts like this, where you can get down to the definition of these types of things, it's so powerful. We are so lucky. And Mark says the following, unfortunately, there's not a clear definition of an issuer in the 33 Act. And it's like that by design, in reality. That way they can encapture a lot of different activity, and people can't find little loopholes, like things like creating a security and then gifting it over to a separate entity and going, well, we didn't create it. This is a separate legal entity. Like, you can't do that kind of stuff to get around this. And Ripple didn't even argue that point in their court case versus the SEC. It just won't work. And he said, but it's generally a company raising financing by offering securities. Doesn't matter if they created the security or they have a controlling interest that they acquired. So there is no need to have created the asset to be considered an issuer. Ripple would be an issuer, and Chris, Brad, Arthur, these would be affiliates. And so all of them together can have more than 20% of the XRP. I actually think this will be a good thing if this law goes through, if it makes it past the finish line. I think it'll be great for XRP long term, and I think it'll actually be better for Ripple. It's not good that they have as much XRP as they do, and they can use that escrow account to kind of work with this new requirement if it does become law. It gives them a lot of flexibility and leeway to plan things out. And again, I think long term, even though it'll be quite complicated to rework some stuff, I think it'll be better for everyone. So I'm actually excited about that requirement. Want to make my point clear. I don't think I was in my video I did earlier today about the announcement from XRPL Labs that they're going to be charging for some features on the Sum application. Let me make this clear. I think Mr. Wind here is a giant in this industry. He's done more in one afternoon than I will do in my whole life for XRP. Like, I'm just a commentator. I think he deserves every penny he can get, and I hope he's absolutely successful. What I think I'm trying to say in that video today is I just don't believe that charging and forcing people to pay for Sum Pro or Salmon Pro or whatever it's going to be called is going to be successful. I think you want to build up your user base. You just want people using that app. You want people using very advanced feature sets, doing swaps. Like, that's your way to scale and actually being a very valuable company, in my opinion. But, I don't think there's anything wrong with charging if he can do so. It's good software. It works very well. People enjoy using it. Like, if that's his path to success and it works, I think he deserves every penny he gets and a whole lot more. I just don't think that is the best path. And again, that's just my opinion as a commentator here. He's going to run his company the way he sees fit, and I think there's nothing wrong with charging for it. I just don't think that's the path to great success. Kind of the point I was trying to make in that video. I don't think I did a great job, but don't get me wrong by thinking I don't think he should be able to charge or he's doing something wrong. I just don't think it's the most effective path, I guess is my point. Huge news. I don't think we paid enough attention to this, but finally Coinbase enables XRP trading in New York. I know some people in New York, very irritating that they can't trade on that platform for XRP. Well, now they can. Big city, financial hub. You want XRP trading on the New York market, and you haven't been able to until now. So we're making strides. It's back live on most exchanges. in the United States, and now on Coinbase is back in trading in New York, as it should be. Again, on a regular day, that'd probably be the news of the day. Today, it was quite overshadowed by the big move, the historic move. The Ethereum ETF gets a green light. What an about face the SEC did on this one. We were hearing it wasn't going to happen. Ethereum Joe doing a victory lap here said it's been an interesting couple days, and we are pleased to see this sense prevail essentially. But consensus will continue fighting for Ethereum through our lawsuit against the SEC. So it looks like they're going to carry forward with that, suing for clarity for Ethereum. And he has a hashtag ETH for all. Is it necessary to continue suing for that clarity? I think they just got it today. And I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do end up dropping that lawsuit. We see Eleanor Terrett saying the following. People are asking the question, what the heck happened? We heard that the SEC was issuing a Wells notice to Consensus and the Ethereum Foundation and claiming that Ethereum is some sort of security, and now they greenlit the ETF. How is that even possible? And I guess what the SEC is now claiming is they never were going to say that Ethereum was potentially a security. They were just sending these Wells notices out in connection to Uniswap in that case. And I think that's a whole bunch of nonsense. I think the SEC got caught in the middle of this political battle and they lost big time. I'm not buying it for a second that they were sending out Wells notices to Lubin there and to Consensus and to the Ethereum Foundation, and they weren't clear about what their intent was. If Joe Lubin is suing for Ethereum to be classified as a commodity and not a security, they would not have been confused by what was in those Wells notices. They just had to change their direction here because of the political tides change in a big way. Now, we see that ETF for Ethereum going out, and like Fidelity, they had to drop their staking plans in their updated Ethereum ETF. The SEC doesn't want staking involved, and so if you buy Ethereum in an ETF, you're going to miss out on that stake. You're going to miss out on those rewards. So you're going to have a lot of people piling money into Ethereum but not getting rewards. And we see Adam Cochran saying the following. If ETFs absorb a ton of Ethereum but don't stake it, it could actually result in the native staking and restaking APYs all rising. So you have a lot of people not participating. Those that do are going to get wildly increased rate of return here, which could be great for those that are actually participating on the network. Network is becoming more valuable, but only native users are staking. I expect at some point in time that they're going to change this rule. And if you have a staking asset like Ethereum, you'll be able to do so within that ETF. And we see within that bill that passed the House, they actually said staking is a normal part of the network and it's perfectly fine and legal and expected. So I think in the future with these ETFs, they will participate in staking, but not day one. So we could see that APY really rise in a big way for those network participants if people really pile into these ETFs. We'll have to see how popular it is, how much demand there actually is from institutions and big-time investors. It was there for Bitcoin, unprecedented demand there. How much will actually be there for Ethereum? We'll find out. Look, it's the number 2 crypto asset in the world. We know they will eventually roll over to the altcoin space, and it's going to expand well beyond just Ethereum. The question is, who's next on deck? Is it going to be XRP? I wouldn't be surprised if it was Solana. Not my favorite asset, but it seems like that's where all the attention is, at least right now. We'll see how long it takes to actually get that number 3 asset. But you know what? If you're a top cryptocurrency, you're going to be issued in an ETF at some point, or a bundled product where someone gets exposure to a swath of crypto assets all in one ETF bundle there. This place is going to expand in a rapid manner. You just have to be patient, and you really want to get in those assets that are next on deck, because you're going to see this. It may take some time, but Ethereum is not going to be the last ETF. You best believe that. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.